And today marks the first day of the legislative session. Hear from Governor John Bel Edwards on what he hopes to get done by June.
Live, you're watching Fox 44 News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Kellyanne Byler.
And I'm Tavarius Haywood. Thank you for joining us for Fox 44 News at 5:30. We begin tonight with breaking news. A suspect is now in custody after the bodies of what police believe to be a missing mother and her child were found in opposite ends of East Baton Rouge Parish.
Right now, we're going to send it over to Fox 44's Anam Siddiqui, who's in Central now with the latest. Anam, what do we know so far?
Kellyanne and Tavarius, I'm on Central Thruway near Frenchtown Road. The search started on Burbank Drive and then ended here in Central. So police say this case might be connected to missing mother Kaylin Johnson and her 2-year-old baby boy, Caden Johnson. So that suspect in custody tonight was arrested in connection to them missing. Family members I spoke with say they believe the suspect is Kaylin's boyfriend and that Kaylin was 6 months pregnant with their child. The two were reported missing on March 5th and they're from Old Hammond Highway. The family tells me they were last seen leaving her apartment complex on the 3rd. Earlier, dozens of family members, law enforcement, and friends of Johnson were on Burbank Drive. Again, that's where one body was found, another found minutes later here in Central, and we're still waiting for those bodies to be identified. Again, one person in custody tonight for this case. This is an ongoing investigation. Any details we get will be updated on air and online, but for now, reporting in Central, Anam Siddiqui, Fox 44 News.
All right, thank you so much for that information, Anam.
Well, in your coronavirus alert tonight, it's been 2 years since the first confirmed COVID-19 death in Louisiana, a day that will live in history.
Fox 44's Rachel Riley speaks with local leaders on how far we've come since that time.
The state came to a screeching halt after the first COVID-19 death in the state was confirmed 2 years ago.
We've lost people who should be in this room with us right now. It was exactly 2 years ago today that we marked the first death from COVID-19 in Louisiana.
Nearly 17,000 people have died from COVID-19 over the past 2 years.
On March 11, 2020, I signed a public health emergency for COVID-19.
From mask mandates to testing efforts, we've come a long way.
We all work together. Each one of the hospitals and the Baton Rouge Clinic took a day. That level of collaboration around public health doesn't exist in many other communities.
Health leaders put their heads together to figure out the most effective ways to treat patients.
We've learned a lot about the treatment, where to be aggressive and where to be extremely conservative.
Now, hospitalizations continue to drop, and we have more tools than ever before to control COVID-19.
When the monoclonal antibody treatments came in, they sort of took the place of some of the other things that we were doing. We've learned more and more, and then, we got the vaccine.
He says we're all moving into a new reality of how we live with COVID.
I don't think we're going to get rid of COVID. I think COVID is going to be like the flu.
Rachel Riley, Fox 44 News.
Coming up on March 16th, Governor Edwards does not plan to renew that public health emergency for COVID-19.
Yeah, health leaders encourage you to continue good hygiene and sanitation practices to keep you and your family safe. Well, today in Baton Rouge, medical marijuana is legal in Louisiana, but some veterans gathered at the state capitol today asking for better access. They took turns sharing their stories on how medical marijuana is the best and safest option for them to heal from the trauma of war. They want more affordable prices and better access to medical cannabis.
We're definitely behind on the times. I mean, we need to do more for ourselves, more for our veterans, more for people that's suffering with addiction, more that's suffering from mental health in general.
Now, there's at least 4 marijuana bills introduced in this year's legislative session, including one from Representative John Paul Cousin, who sponsored today's rally. He said in a statement, veterans' health care is an important matter both in federal and state government, and we intend to give veterans every opportunity to express themselves on ways to improve outcomes.
And in your local election headquarters today, the Louisiana legislature gavelled in to begin tackling major issues that face our state.
Governor John Bel Edwards gave his State of the State address, highlighting what he would like for state leaders to get done. Political reporter Shannon Hecht is live at the Capitol with the details. Hey, Shannon.
Yeah, guys, there's some major debate already on the horizon for lawmakers. They have to pass a new congressional map. They're tackling insurance reform as well as many controversial bills that have already been filed. So there's a lot of work to be done over the next few months.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of Louisiana, the Honorable John Bel Edwards.
Governor John Bel Edwards' State of the State speech highlights the rare spot Louisiana is in with federal aid, surplus, and excess money.
We are not going back to the days of deficits, fiscal cliffs, and one-time dollars for recurring expenditures.
The governor is pushing for investments in infrastructure like the Mississippi River Bridge in Baton Rouge. He's also vying for a $1,500 pay raise for teachers. Governor Edwards also took a stand saying insurance companies must be held accountable for taking advantage of vulnerable people after a hurricane. A number of bipartisan bills have been filed to tackle the issue from all angles.
Everyone's been affected by this, and some of the negative actions by these bad actors in the insurance industry, which is those delay tactics that you hear, the adjuster swapping. We got to put an end to this.
There are high-profile controversial bills looking at critical race theory, transgender rights, and more that some lawmakers believe will distract from the bigger issues.
It's going to take up all of the air out of the room, and it's going to set us back. And I'm just thinking at this time people will expect more.
After highlighting how far the state has come through the COVID pandemic, he closed by asking the legislators to do the right thing.
But the decisions we make while here will last generations.
The first bills will be heard in committee tomorrow, and there's also discussion around if there will be a special veto override session later this month to undo the governor's veto of that congressional map. At the Capitol for your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.
All right, thanks, Shannon. Look forward to your coverage this session. Now we're going to turn things over now to chief meteorologist Ashley Ruiz for a quick check of the roadways. Packed.
Yes, it certainly is, especially headed eastbound, you guys. There was a crash a little earlier. You see DOTD starting to pick up the blocking and all of that and any of the debris from a previous crash, but expect some delays, about a 20-minute delay as of right now. This is right off the foot of the bridge. Your traffic is sponsored by Peyton Murphy at the Murphy Law Firm. So storms are going to move in